Hello and welcome to another video by me and Design84. Today we're doing something a little different. Instead of reading any fan fiction, I instead decided to go with what I assume is a big crowd out and do a review of a old comic from the Silver Age. Specifically, I've decided that since I have such a hefty comic collection, I could start a side series in which I review certain issues. And I decided about to start off with, I'd start with a character's first appearance, and after spinning a wheel it landed on Marvel, and after spinning a wheel of the origins that I actually own in some format, it landed on the Vision. Now you may recognise the Vision from either his appearance in the MCU played by Paul Bettany, or his appearance in the various Avengers cartoons like United They Stand, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and to a lesser extent, Assemble. But what is the origin of the Vision? Well, this bit from the book I have these two issues reprinted in says this.
Thomas and Basima's most important creation emerged in part from anxieties over the increasingly technocratic nature of modern civilization from Americans' need to humanize the machine. Has Vision come to join the Avengers or to destroy them? We may trace such insecurities as far back as Carol Capek's play I Rossum's Universal Robots from 1920, which gave the world the word robot, through Fritz Lang's Metropolis from 1927, all the way to HAL 9000 from Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey from 1968. The other's answer to such concerns, even an android can cry, carries a strong emotional punch. Decades before Star Trek The Next Generation's Data, played by Brent Spiner, we see a synthetic man who suffers and feels joy.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Vision is basically based off the same sort of fear that led to the creation of the Cybermen on Doctor Who, specifically the fear of spare parts surgery and the idea of a man being made of nothing but spare parts. So, without further ado, let's get on to reading the first of these two issues that will be covered in this video.
The Avengers, behold, the Vision! Rain falls on the parched city, a rain that sends all scurrying for shelter. But save one, who stalks alone the concrete canyons, heedless of the torrential downpour, because it does not touch him. Then, slightly effortlessly, like some great vengeful bird of prey, he swoops into a moonless cloud-draped sky towards a towering structure nearby. Behold, the Vision! An airy expedition into unexplored realms conducted by Stan Lee, editor, Roy Thomas, writer, John Buscema, artist, George Klein, inker, and Sam Rosen, letterer. Honestly, Hank Pym, I don't see why you want to rush right out in the rain. Don't worry, honey, I promise I won't melt. Besides, I've got some positively pulchritudinous, I've no idea how you pronounce that, germ cultures back at the lab that just won't wait. Still, I do have private matters to talk about with you real soon now. Oh, so, and just what are they, man of mystery? Another time, gal of mine. For now, you better catch some shut-eye. Young love, too bad this doesn't last as happily as it seems here. Yeah. Yes, mister, just the same way I wish you'd. No can do, Jan. Sorry. Ever tried breaking a date for a whole herd of bacteria? Night. Good night, Hank. Darn it. Of all the things we stood up for, a bunch of germs, no less. I mean, I could understand microbes, but germs? Ugh. And just when I was sure Hank was going to propose. Just wait 2 issues and a psychotic break. He'll get back to you on that one. That sound. Someone just opened the door to the terrace. Can't see yet, but I feel the wind and his presence. Who? Your time has come, Janet Van Dyne, and there is nothing you can do to stay your fate. No, it's some sort of unearthly, inhuman vision, and that voice, like something from beyond the grave. Keep your head, girl. You've been friend before. Well, nice to see she's half competent in this. Yes, don't know who or what is menacing me, but my wasp powers offer me a sure out. So, okay, but I guess the jacket isn't part of the wasp powers. Made it. And how many young ladies can avoid trouble by being shrinking violets? Har har. Or by taking a powder through a keyhole? Yes, puns, we get it. Should be safe enough to grow again. That door's locked and an inch thick. Now to call Hank and wait. Something's happening. To the wall. No, not to the wall, but that hand. That horrible thing is walking through the wall, as if it wasn't there. No, stay back. Next, as Jan instinctively turns to flee. Do what you will, you who are called the Wasp. You cannot escape the searing gaze of my thermoscopic eyes. That heat, it's unbearable. Or soon shall be, when I increase its unimaginable power. But then, without warning, wait, is this supposed to be a narration? Why is it in a circle? Can someone clarify this? Ah! The pain inside my head. I can't stand it. A moment later, on the range rent street below, that signal. It's Jan. Can't waste time using the elevator. I don't see why not. Gotta reach her fast, Goliath style. 'Cause nothing says speed like a giant lumbering man. Oh no, forgot that not everybody's used to seeing giants scaling their walls. Why, isn't this your apartment, or do you, or at least your girlfriend's apartment? Wake up, Matilda, it's just a mirage, I think. What have I told you about overexerting your psychic powers, Matilda? I swear, ever since Miss Trunchbull ran away. Here's Jan's penthouse on the top floor, I only hope I'm in time. Jan, are you alright? I am, lover man, but I've got a window and I'll never be the same again. Where's the thank you for trying to save your ungrateful hide? Hide? Huh? Is that all the thanks I get for? Thank you, Hank Pym, for voicing my thoughts after I voiced them. Thanks for smashing that expensive glass to smithereens. Aren't you rich? Can't you just buy a new one? You know, even my assailant opened it by hand. Did he? I mean, he can phase through solid object. Okay, Jam, baby, so you're acting like a first-rate thing. Still, you've got to get even somehow for being walked out on. Honestly, I'm starting to understand why Hank Pym slapped this woman. Even if you were just scared stiff half a minute ago. Look, let's get down to cases, huh? Who or what is that guy? It's a man in red face. He's culturally appropriating Indians. And what made him collapse in a heap like that? Frankly, he doesn't look like the type to be taken out by your wasp stings. Burn! And I'm as much in the dark as you, Hank, so why don't we give him a once-over to Avengers HQ? After you write me a check for my window, that is. Again, you are richer than he is. You can just buy a new window. Meanwhile, in another apartment somewhere on New York's Upper East Side. Hey, Tash, honey, I got here fast. What blazes is going on here? There's no need to shout, my amorous archer. You've seen the Black Widow walking on ceilings before. Maybe so, but I didn't think I was gonna see it again. I thought you gave up all that jazz. For good. So, or did I, when I completed my last assignment for S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's a lady's prerogative to change her mind, is it not? You don't have to try dazzling old Hawkeye with double talk, lady. Nick Fury's after you another job, right? As a matter of fact, he did. And since you seem forever too busy to do more than occasionally visit me, yeah, if you call risking your life busy, yeesh, there goes my belt signal. Bzzz. Now, what do you want? You see, I might as well be back in Siberia. Not now, Natasha, huh? Hawkeye here. What's up, Man Mountain? I kind of thought you were gonna say that. No, don't sweat it, I'm on my way. But you sure know how to throw a damper on a guy's love life. Hey, don't you talk about love lives to me, Hawkeye. My girlfriend's trying to sue me for money I don't have. Have? What? Love life? It's been weeks since we had dinner together, and that was at a Burger King. It was as less than quality food, even for Burger King. I'm sure that my new assignment for S.H.I.E.L.D. will be at least that romantic. I'm going to Budapest to meet a guy named Drakov. Oh, I wonder what the mission actually is. Look, I don't have time to mince words with you right now, doll. We'll talk about it after I answer that emergency call, okay? What is there to discuss? When you return, I'll no longer be here. I'm moving out and getting my own apartment with Ryan Seacrest. Meanwhile, on another rain-swept street some blocks north, had to get out of the Avengers mansion. Only here in the open air can the Black Panther be free to think. I know you may think I'm culturally appropriating being a white man doing a black person's voice, but I don't have a voice actor's budget or any friends who'd be willing to do it for me who are black, so you're stuck with my properly stereotypical black man voice. Think about his life, or what passes for life. I was a prince in far Africa, a hidden kingdom possessed of matchless wealth. But I found my throne an empty, hollow mockery. Thus I became an avenger, hoping to find fulfillment in ridding society of those who would ruthlessly destroy it. Yet even that is not enough. I must do more if I'm to... Wait, what's that? Help! Police! Robbery! Over there! Where you can see the robbers grabbing the jewels or something. That's one creep who won't be doing any more squealing for a while. I winged him in the leg. Yeah, after he blew the whistle on us. What's the diff? He missed down, boy. Who's gonna stop us? Maybe so, but I ain't gonna hang around to take a survey. Get in, Trigger Happy, or I'm cutting out by myself. Why would you hire a guy nicknamed Trigger Happy to join your robbery if you want it to be discreet? Did you want to be caught? Don't get your jaws in an uproar, Turk. Racist? He doesn't look Turkish at all. Nobody saw us but one guy in a raincoat, and what's he gonna do? Sometimes, my friend, one man can do quite a bit if he merely set his mind to it. It's that Panther guy. And now, because you gents seem rather the impatient type, I'll let my fist do the rest of the philosophizing for me. And you stabbed the wounded guy's leg in a splint too, eh, Panther? Glad to see you Avengers have time to do something besides save the world from supervillains for once. So am I, officer. Now if you excuse me, there is something I must do. Man, that Black Panther is something else. We sure could use him on my block. Again, I apologize for any racism that may have occurred in this section. Again, I'm the white person who has no black friends or easy access to a black actor. Something in that youngster's voice may have just have given me the answer I've been seeking. An answer, however, will have to wait for an issue or two. Sneaky Stan. And I've no answer since it's not in issue 59 or 60, I'm going to assume it's 61 or later. But first, it's time that I checked in to see if... Sorry, Hank, didn't hear your signal. Too preoccupied, I'll guess. I'll be there in 10 minutes. And I guess this is 10 minutes late since there's no time stamp to tell us what it is. I don't see why you can't tell me if my visitor was human or not, High Pocket. Perhaps it's because he was both, Jan. Exactly, T'Challa. According to my examination, he's every inch human being, except that all his bodily organs are constructed of synthetic materials. So he's an AI-generated human. Human then. Holy cats, Man Mountain, like your symphozoid. But what, Hawkeye? A symphozoid, Panther. Oh, sorry, I thought that was Hank saying that was a line. A name I once coined for an artificial human. Hawkeye remembers that I used to be trying to develop such a thing, but I never... Wait, he's starting to move, to breathe again. But I still can't guess what made him stop. Maybe it was the atmosphere in your apartment. Where am I? What happened to... Wait, now I remember. My mission. A mission to kill. Who are you, and why... Perhaps I am what the Wasp called me. A vision of death for the Avengers. What kind of nut are you anyway? To coin a cliche, we got you surrounded, pal. And I'm guessing that was Hawkeye since it matches his speech patterns for the rest of the book. To surround one such as I may be a simple matter, Avengers, but it is quite another thing to survive such seeming success. He's got the strength of an army. Had to do some ain't fancy growing, or he'd have made his threat come true. Ooh, good stop, tall socks. Now it's our turn. Hey, you seem so massive, solid enough for two men. And are you suggesting a threesome with the vision? Merely two men. You underestimate your opponent, fools. A vision could go to bed with 10 men. A mere concentration of willpower and a battering ram itself could not move me. He just flexed his muscles and T'Challa and I were tossed off like flapjacks. Maybe he can throw you two around, bow slinger, but he is much more massive than it looks. Haven't you realized yet? But you're dealing with one who can completely control his own density. Oh, so that's your little secret, is it? You're gonna be sorry for you shut off your mouth about it, because my size-changing ability gives me somewhat compensatory powers. Then how do you even move without falling in on yourself? As you probably noticed by now. Now suppose you calm down and let's reason together about this thing. There is nothing to reason about, human. I was sent to destroy you, and destroy you I must. I must! Strange. He speaks like a man or an android in a trance. He talks about having tried to kill us, yet makes no move. Maybe that puts your mind at ease, Jungle Man. Brother Hawkeye's still gonna scoop up his arrows. I don't get it. What you told me, Jan, he could walk out of this room at will. Who are you, fella? How do you get such powers? You need not believe me, Archer, but in truth I do not know. If only I could remember. You got to remember, Vision, so we can be friends, not deadly enemies. I, too, feel we should be allies, and yet a dark mist clouds my mind so that... Wait, I suddenly recall. Recall the one who created me to destroy you. It was a metal being who called himself Ultron 5, despite the fact there's only one of him, but I digress. As I can see from your face that you also have heard that name before. Oh, which occurred in a previous issue, as I've mentioned at the start of this video. I don't know why, but the mere remembrance of it fills me with a feeling of hatred. If a creature such as I be allowed to have emotions. Emotions are for the weak. I am a strong man. Men don't cry. It is uncanny, but now that I've plumbed my dim memories back as far as they will go, I no longer feel any desire to attack you. In fact, if you wish, I'll lead you to him who created me. We've been hunting that metal maniac for weeks, so we got to take a chance on you. Still, just in case there's some trick up your sleeves, I'm keeping a shock arrow training your synthetic kisser. Moments later, a sleek air cruiser soars into the sky, its occupant cloaked in somber silence. Except for strangely unnatural voice which issues directions to its soon lead to Ultron 5's subterranean stronghold. Jarvis couldn't locate it for us because of an induced memory block. An esoteric follow-up ref to Avengers 55. Stan. Why is it opening to us like a budding flower? You are unduly suspicious, Janet Van Dyne. Remember, my creator's protective devices was set to readmit me. Speaking of your supposed creator, just who is he, and why is he so fanatical about destroying the Avengers? That Goliath, even I do not know. But you should soon be able to see him ask him for yourself. For surely he must be watching our every move. Even now, that synthetic fool speaks more truly than he knows. He realizes only that I originally programmed him to kill the accursed Avengers. He does not suspect that I designed him to black out at that crucial moment, so that he would be taken into the Avengers mansion. He did not suspect that alternately I had programmed a second reaction in him. That if he failed to destroy them, he would lead them here, where I can annihilate them. And before another instant has elapsed, Panther, look out! Erupting flames, missing me by inches. A panther I got past him, but we're trapped on this side. And there's only one woman between me, Goliath, and the Wasp. Ew, no. Uh-oh, looks like I talked out of turn. What else is new, bow slinger? Soon as you two are up over, I'll shoot up to 25 feet and... One sudden moment later, even as Hank Pym's mighty frame lands dozens of feet below, a hulking form looms over him. Its inhuman face a mask of lethal menace. I don't know if that's a robot or a sympazoid or what, but it sure isn't heading my way to shake my hand. Ultron 5 has more kinds of androids than Andy Warhol has soup cans. So, 5? Worse, that fall shook me up so bad. Can't concentrate on changing size. Maybe I can fake him out. Get past him. But far more swiftly than Goliath could have realized. With one blow, he knocked every bit of wind out of me. Looks like I've had it. Well done, lackey. Now bring the giant one to me. At control center. One Avenger has fallen, but 3 yet remain. I don't like it, Hawkeye. That way Hank vanished and had all the markings of a well-laid trap. What do you say about it, Vision? That is all the more reason for you to follow me, to beard Ultron 5 in his lair. Beard? Before. But Hank, what about Hank? He may need our help. I know how you feel, Chan, but you gotta see this way is best. You gotta bang me. Hawkeye, I've told you before, no. I only see that you may be leaving Hank to die. It's not like that, kid, I swear it's not. That's right, clowns. Stand there, the victim of your own inane emotions. The better for me to kill you with. Oh, look, the walls. They're closing in on us. It was a trap, the whole bit. I did not know. Then help us smash these walls before it's too late. Sit down, overguard, master, I'm at attention level. I can. The constructive an alloy so strong, so irresistible that even at my greatest density, it would only be a matter of time before I, too, would be crushed along with you. And it wouldn't be nice to get your own synthetic self squashed like a bug, would it? So naturally you're gonna cut out on us. Go looking for Ultron 5 by your lonesome. Easy, Hawkeye. That may well be your best course, if he tells the truth. Oof. If you don't do it fast, come back later and scrape us up a wall, huh? Then none of you really trust me, but I shall prove my worth by defeating him who made me. I realized I read both panels out of order. Sorry. The embittered Bowman was correct. The walls move slowly, they move remorselessly. They must be rescued swiftly, or not at all. Yet they were much nearer than they knew. To the nerve center this seems to be high. So, you've returned to your senses at last. You were wise, android. Wise to thus desert the doomed mortals. Was he not paying attention to any of that conversation? And, well, do not simply stand there like some lifeless mannequin. I gave you a tongue to speak. Let me hear your report. Yes, you created me, gave me life, but you meant me to be nothing but a nameless, soulless imitation of a human being. Release the Avengers, or face him who they have named, the Vision. What? You dare to challenge me? Because let me tell you, my ping-pong game is unmatched by anyone. For that I shall destroy you, rend you limb from me. Yet why should we quarrel? Quite a bit of a mood swinger there, is Ultron. We who are both so far above the groveling human race. If you wish the Avengers to be spared, so shall it be. What meant in a few human lives to Ultron 5? Why the sudden change into heart, evil one? Then the Vision has his surprising answer. Ultron 5 does not change his mind, and he has not even an artificial heart, as do you. Oh, but realizing that I created you with such great powers, I knew I could only defeat you by lowering your guard. So we'd sit between electrodes with stud beside my metallic skull. Way to spell it out for me, you moron. while you run the pitiful gamut of emotions, including that of trust. And now die, fool, die as you should have died before. When would this before be exactly? Yet incredibly, you live! But how? When I hurled you, stunned bodily into that seething energy vat. What cannot be touched cannot be harmed. I reduced my density to nearly zero at the last possible instant. Well, that's a bit contrived, but I'll let it slide. But now, before you release the Avengers, you must answer the question which burns in my mind. I have human thoughts, human memories. Why, Ultron 5? Who or what am I? That you shall never know, wretched one, because I do not choose to tell you. I'm a massive dick like that. Rather, I choose now to destroy you. Why? How did you not remember your own creation's power, you moron? You ridiculed me for having emotions, yet you possess them no less than I, or else you would not have leaped at me in your rage, to your own utter annihilation. No, no, Gone in one shattering instant as mysterious as the threat of Ultron 5, and in that self-same moment, the world have stopped in the proverbial nick. When the vision was on our side, and he succeeded, it has to be. My robot captor collapsed like a puppet with clipped strings. Something happened, but what? Nor is the awesome answer long in coming. When you learned our foe's weakness and used it to destroy him, how the hell is electrocuting him exploiting his weakness? It was he who told me of the twin electrode on his steel-strong skull. It might have withstood my attack, but not that explosion. If only I'd had time to make him tell me more of my creation. But can we be sure he was really destroyed? Look, Wasp, at the twisted remnants of his once gleaming form. Only the evilly smiling head is missing. We can assume that it and its electrodes were disintegrated by the explosion. No one can tell that easily. Just try looking around. Don't leave it to chance. But if they somehow remained intact, we would all be in deadly danger. Epilogue. I met a traveller from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the side, half sunk a shattered visage lies, and whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well these passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things. The hand that mocked them and the heart that fed, and on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Osmondius, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing besides remnants, round the decay, but colossal wreck, boundless and bare. Below and level stands, stretched far away. So what was the whole purpose of these visuals? Was it just to tell us about Ultron is perma-dead? Because if so, then that turned out to be a lie. Anyway, that's the end of issue 57.
And that was issue 57, and I'm going to hold off for full review until I get to the end of 58, but I have to say I did think Ink Revision's in turn was a bit rushed, but I do like how he eventually became the main focus despite being set up as the antagonist. So anyway, with that briefly out of the way, let's get on to issue 57. No, it's 58. Issue 58.
The Avengers assemble to learn the sense-shattering secret of the Vision. His real name's Ralph. Even an android can cry. I'm not sure why Black Panther is prominently displayed on the cover. We need no mere paltry words to introduce this Avengers Superstar Saga by Stan Lee, editor, Roy Thomas, writer, John Buscema, artist, George Klein, inker, and Sam Rosen, letterer. Once again the words have gone out. Avengers assemble. What dire menace does this summons presage? By the crags of Kilimanjaro, because he's an African. Don't get your whiskers in an uproar, Panther. You never thought Ink had never seen a room full of Avengers before. He never has, Bowslinger, at least not this big a room full. Say, that's right, isn't it? Charlie never even met for an Iron Man. Well, no a word from me, old friend. Cap, and all the other members of the mighty Avengers, and with them, the Vision! Why is that a surprise? Didn't you induct him last week, or last month, whatever? Not exactly with them, my friend. Ooh. Oh, right. Forget what I was saying before. In fact, that is why Henry Pym contacted you and your fellow Avengers. I wish to become an Avenger. Check. And in the uniqueness of the situation, I felt all of us should discuss this request in person. He'd add much more power to our ranks. Slow down a minute, Panther. I don't usually play a devil's advocate, but I want to know just who is the Vision. Becoming an Avenger is not a right, but a privilege. Before we act, we must be sure. Thy words resound with truth, Iron Man. For two would know more of this newcomer and of his powers, something which I think we can arrange. Cap, why don't you keep out of this, Goliath? I'm going to find a Provision has what it takes. I have, Captain America, as you shall discover if you dare lay hands on me. No, there's no need for any fighting, for reckless senseless violence. It isn't like Cap to threaten anyone. We've got to. Oh, Winghead knows what he's doing, Panther. Just keep your eyes glued. Hold it right there, Cap. I don't know what you've got up your star-spangled sleeve, but, your foot is size, Hank, while mine is agility. And now for Mr. Vision. What? I went through him. One of my more basic powers, Avenger. Had I so desired, I could have made my density many times that of a human, and you would have felt you had slammed into a brick wall. Maybe a brick wall would stop Cap, but it's just so much putty to Iron Man. Now, get ready to get creamed, fella. When you take on one Avenger, you take on all of them. My repulsor rays are having no effect on you. Not while my android frame can be as solid as diamond at 1 minute, and the next intangible as thought itself. Thoughts aren't intangible at all. We're just private more than anything. Okay, so you've got a good bag of tricks. Let's see how you tackle a supervillain if he had powers like Holy Hannah! Anna, you were careless, Iron Man. Otherwise you would have magnetized your boots so I could not have lifted you. Put the golden one down, insolent one. He is yours, for I have you, my friend. I can take care of myself, mother hen. Nay, Iron Man, thou hast had thy chance. Now it's 'tis Thor's turn to strike. Like the Vision right where it hurts. The cock. And strike he shall. I could let your fist smite the empty air, Thunder God, but I prefer to meet you on equal terms. By condensing my mass to the utmost, I might even prove your superior. On the day that the lion falls to the jackal, my foe is merely stunned, but now, hold it for, don't you see? Cap was trying to goad you into fighting the Vision, to graphically show what powers he had. By Odin, so he was. Then there'd be no further need of battle. Well, what do you think, Iron Man? 'Tis apparent that the newcomer would be a welcome adjunct to any group, if only we knew who or what he was. I don't blame you for your misgivings, Avengers, but even I don't know the answer to your questions. They weren't asking questions, they were just making statements. Ben, because Provision risked his life for us before, we owe it to him to learn that answer. Sorry about that, didn't mean to crack our meeting table. Just do me one favor, Man Mountain. Next time you do something right, pat me. Don't pat me. I do something right, don't pat me on the back, huh? Maybe I'd better shoot down to normal size while we've still got a meeting chamber left. Already the Vision has returned to his melancholy brooding. Can't say I blame him. He's not really melancholy, he just always looks like that. What must it be like to be trapped forever in an android body, with the thoughts, the emotions of a human being? Yet why is he so? Why? Okay, Goldilocks, it's your turn to play king for a day. You know better, Hawkeye. What say we give Thor a chance to talk to a while? What of a scroll on Asgardian's shopping list? Let the meeting now commence. We are called here today to vote upon the admission of a new addition to our number. And I missed the lower part of Hawkeye's bubble, which is why it comes after Iron Man's. And the annals of herodom assemble, in all of the chronicles of courage written since the dawn of human memory, there be no figures more looming, no names more inscribed in untarnished glory, except that old Scarlet Centurion thing, than those who have swelled the proud ranks of the Avengers. As both those who have been chosen and those who were but called have served with distinction and have earned themselves forever a place in the history of a strife-cursed world. Except for that Hulk fellow, he can go burn in a fire for all I care. Some have left our ranks because they were embittered with human society or because they wished to pursue their individual destinies, yet always the torch hath been passed and held high. And now another doth stand before us, and we want to march him to march our side. If only we could probe his memory. Probe my memory? I have tried that, but perhaps I didn't dig deeply enough. Must try again. So painful, as if a psychic wall barred my way, as if, wait, I've broken through. I can see it again, that loathsome, leering face. The face of the metal man and thing who created me, whose harsh, inhuman voice greeted my first confused moment of consciousness. Welcome to the world of the living. You who will never know but a half-life. I am Ultron 5, but you shall call me Master. And as Sink Stan is reminding us, we saw him destroyed last epic. Yes, Master, why have you called me to life? Not to ask such human-like questions, android. I was created to command, and you to obey. And we'll get back to the issue of Ultron's creation later this issue. I somehow sense you speak the truth, Master, and yet I am consumed with curiosity. Such emotions are for human fools. You and I were born for better things, like playing poker or going hip clubbing or paraglyphic base jumping or merely exercise your man-like brain, android, and you can control your own body mass, become light enough to float on the air itself, or to walk through impenetrable steel walls. Another few moments of concentration, you become massively strong and at the same time unbelievably heavy. You told me only what powers I possess, not what I wish to know. Who am I? What name is mine? No name, clown. What need has an inhuman slave of a name, even a number? I gave you a mind so that you could obey me, not dispute me. Bad mistake, Ultron 5. Then the mind is of no use if it cannot question. Think what you like, android, but you shall still perform a mission for which you were created. You must kill the Avengers. For a bare instant I felt a desire to rebel, but then, I knew that you would not be strong enough to stand against your will would not be strong enough to stand against mine. Without risk to myself, the one I hate most will now be destroyed. And the rest of my story, gentlemen, you already know. Together the Avengers and I defeated Ultron 5, but a mystery surrounding both him and me remains. And mysteries there be aplenty, tormented one. Yes, we know that he's a sun-powered android. Whoa, when was it established that he was powered by sunlight? Definitely not in the last issue or earlier in this one. A walking solar battery similar to the type of artificial human I worked on months ago and termed a sympazoid. Yeah, I heard he used that at 10 Ensign word a couple of times. What happened to that experiment anyhow? I was just asking myself the same question, Bowman, and I realized I don't remember. Maybe that's the clue we need, Hank. What say we trot out to my suburban place? Fast. First, scan seconds later on rooftop. Stand back, my fellow Avengers. There be no need to bother with more aero vehicles. Not while the son of Odin doth possess his enchanted Uru hammer. Does that hammer have a name? Probably a Norse one, hard to pronounce to English speakers. No? Okay then. With the speed of a perfectly controlled cyclone, the god-born vortex propels our 7 grim forms across the sky until your private dwelling place is below Goliath. But why is it boarded up, abandoned? But it did, I don't know. I was much in the dark, as per vision, but I intend to find out. The last time I recall being here was when I was experimenting on Dragon Man. And way back in Big John Buscema's premiere, Avengers Saga Ish 41, Stan. But I remember seeing this equipment in ruins after the two of us clashed. Now it's all been restored, but covered with dust, and I can't remember when I rebuilt it or why I left it. All the more cause why I must know the reason. But how can we learn it? How? How? Next is in answer to T'Challa's query, Henry Pym sits himself in a nearby apparatus and don't know why I felt drawn to my electronic memory bank. Still, somehow I feel it holds the answers we seek. Turn it on, Jan. Now. I will, Hank, but I only hope. Wait, Jan, as soon as you turn the dial, I feel mental walls crumbling. Visualize a scene as somehow I had forgotten before. Dragon Man and I really tore this place up the other day. If these walls weren't soundproof, though, I'd have faced an even more dangerous menace. I'd a horde of noise-hating neighbors, and most of them were Jewish. And here's the sum total of my labor to date. Only my experiment with the Dragon Man made this possible. A crude yet workable robot, a following step on the path to synthetic light. Squawk! Da-da! One da-da! Squawk! What? It's speaking, moving, but I haven't even turned it on yet. No need to plug me in, Daddy. I'm alive, just like you. Squawk! Daddy, that hunk of metal thinks that I'm its father, but that doesn't make any... Wait! Squawk! Hold still, Dad. Don't you know I want to play with you? Firing some sort of shock bolt, but just missed me. Psst. Hank Pym's brain is just a wee bit confused by this. Yes, so we'll see if the brawn of Goliath. Ow, low ceiling. During my fateful second, you are down, father dear. Here, let me take you to bed. But not yet out, wherever you soon shall be, when my next Ultra Blast hurls you into eternal oblivion. It's unbelievable. In seconds, that robot called me everything from Dada to father, changing its speech patterns from infancy through adulthood, and now it wants to kill its imagined parent. It's like a living mechanized Oedipus complex. Must act fast, or your destruction is inevitable, father. You cannot resist me. Squawk! Maybe not, son, but I hope you don't mind if I try. But that little flower ought to take a simple wind out of your circuits. Why? It's barely dented. Building up for another blast, I've got it. Changing size won't help you, father. Nothing will. On the day you created me, you sealed your own irreversible doom. Can't escape these searing blasts. Is this to be the way I die after I face death 1,000 times? Okay, I imagine the Avengers have a lot of off-screen incidents, as does Hank Pym. No, my fallen father figure, for it would be far too simple, not worthy of my consummate genius. Jesus, Ultron just turned himself on and already he's got an ego. And now turn and meet the fate I planned for you. Turn! Almost instantly, something in my hard metallic voice burned itself into my throbbing brain. And I turned towards the faceless form which bathed me in earthly light as it spoke. You shall forget this instant, Henry Pym, and make immediate arrangements to abandon this dwelling forever. Do you understand? And will you obey? Yes, I will. Then my sojourn here is ended for a time. One blue blazes. But I shall return when no prying eyes are here to disturb me. I shall return and finish the task which you, a mere human, could merely begin. The task of my own flawless creation. You and I have always recalled what happened next, but it may have been minutes or hours later. Hank, what happened to you? You look okay to me, Miss Van Dyne. One of his experiments must have backfired. Backfired? I guess so. Can't remember. Just can't seem to remember. Who are you? Who's that man? Who am I? Why am I here? Don't worry, your size is 15 head about it, big man, as long as you're all right. You'll have this place fixed up in no time. Some place maybe, honey, but not this one. I've had it with suburbia. Bring me some boards and nails. From now on, I'm blowing up the Avengers labs. And Tony Stark can pay for it. So that's it. Your renegade robot later returned and repaired these very machines and evolved itself into Ultron 5, a Frankenstein's monster turning on its own creator. So it appears, Jan. But at least he left all my instruments here intact. Not quite all, Avenger. Memory tape we recorded for Wonder Man is gone. On what's that got to do with Vision? And what is a Wonder Man? Not is, Hawkeye. Was. Wonder Man, whose real name was Simon Williams, is an embittered rival of Tony Stark's, who I am not. Definitely not Tony Stark in this armor. I am his bodyguard. In some mysterious way we never earned, he gained the power of super strength, as revealed in the immortal 9th issue of the Avengers, Stan, which I mentioned at the start of this video, which I haven't recorded yet at the time I'm reading this page. Right? But you need our help because you're dying of a rare disease. We'll do what we can, friend. You know it, Iron Man. Thanks. I knew I could... Yes, he knew he could count on us, all right. Count on us to lower our defenses and not suspect I was in league with Zemo, the Executioner, and the Enchantress. Radio the Avengers, Williams, and say what I told you. Right, Baron. Wonder Man calling Avengers. Wonder Man calling Avengers. I've been captured by Zemo, and so is the Wasp. Just have time to radio the location, so hurry. When we arrive at the scene, where's the Wasp? Wonder Man struck Hank, but he's in league with Zemo. I knew I could topple the mighty Thor. For blows unexpected, it is powerful. However, when such Pearl Harbor tactics are carried for day and we lay defeated, did you say you intend to kill them? Why not merely make me your captives? None questions Zemo's commands. Remember, if I don't give you your antidote, you'll be dead within hours. The Avengers befriended me, and I repaid them with treachery, but I can still make amends. I must. Stop! What are you doing? Thor lies helpless beneath that boulder. Not for long. Not while Wonder Man lives. Minute I die, Thor's screwed. Then live no longer, fool, while we escape destroying the tunnel after us. Zemo's gone, but not before he ray-blasted Wonder Man. Without that antidote, he'd have died anyway, within hours. At least I'd die, knowing I didn't live in vain. Yet a spark of life flickered within Simon Williams, and so... We've got to my suburban lab just in time. No power on Earth can save Wonder Man's body, but with your electronic memory bank, we can preserve his brain patterns. Perhaps he'll live again, another day, in another form. The chamber is quiet now. Somewhere high over a plane, drones and Vision speak. Then that is the secret of my creation. An android with the brain patterns of a murdered man. Not an android, but a sympathoid. You're basically human in every way, except that your body is made of synthetic parts. So he's not a human. And your brain is not truly a brain at all, but a maze of printed circuits of a mind long dead. I wonder, is it possible to be basically human? May we leave now? I've learned enough. Aye, Vision, 'tis time for a final reckoning. Who the hell is Thor going to murder this time? Maybe old Ruddy Cheeks was right. He was human once, but he ain't now. His voice was as cold as a Christmas turkey. Who eats a turkey cold, even at Christmas? Within moments, a short meeting is held at Tony Stark's former townhouse, and let Henry Pym announce our verdict. My pleasure, Thunderguard. Vision, you are now an Avenger. Welcome aboard, friend. You accept me, though I'm not truly a human being. Is a man any less human because he has an artificial leg or a transplanted heart? 5 original Avengers, including an Asgardian immortal and a green-skinned tormented behemoth. We ask merely a man's worth, not the accident of his condition. Yeah, we even let him refuse to like Cap join. At ease, bowslinger. Why doesn't the Vision say anything? He just stands there like some lifeless, immutable statue. Excuse me, please. I shall return within a moment. Funny, for a second there I thought I detected a trace of sentiment, but his voice is so unspeakably cold. He can't help but an Avenger, and yet if you saw his eyes right now, I'm sure you'd learn that even an android can cry. Oh wait, this isn't a movie, never mind, just end it there.
And that's the origin of both the Vision and Ultron. And I have to say, like I said, it's got the same art house pacing as much of the Silver Age comics tend to have, and the utter wordiness that would be hard pressed to do in a modern production. But I did enjoy them, and they do make the Vision and very interesting, considering that unlike most of the Avengers, he has no prior establishment in any issue before this. For some further reading, if you are interested, look up Avengers issue 9 if you want to learn more about Wonder Man, and the pictures I'm about to show you will tell you, which they basically just sum up everything that he went through described in the flashbacks from issue 58. And also, if you want to learn where this plotline regarding Ultron began, I suggest issue 57. In which he appears disguised as a supervillain named the Crimson Cloak. No, really. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll probably do this again if I get enough views, and next time I'll probably go for one of my more obscure or less mainstream comic collections, since I've got Hasbro properties, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and Doctor Who. If you want me to see me do a specific one of them, please let me know.